family friendly. Can I swear?
Yeah, you can swear.
Okay.
You swore last time.
Everybody
asked me
remember.
that. And
like make sure that you're on your. I'm on my P's and Q's.
Okay, Morgan.
All right.
We're gonna try that. You're gonna try this. I like it.
I mean, I'll tell you. How
I have a wine glass.
About.
You have the whatever it takes glass. I lost my black glass that says "humble with a hint of Kanye."
Oh yeah.
I don't know where that went. My kids took it.
I like the text.
They took it.
Do you like sparkling cider?
Yeah, I know. I was like, okay, the lights are dim. I'm in a white shirt with that's a little unbuttoned. So it's a risque podcast.
You have a little ribbon on you,
right?
Little bow.
Right. I should have came in like a bow tie. That would have been great.
I mean, you're in a white shirt and slacks, so.
Yeah, man. So okay.
Can you stream this to Twitch as well?
Yeah. Okay. YouTube and Twitch. Are we going on?
Am I testing this right?
YouTube?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just the two Facebook.
That's fine. You can do whatever you want.
Oh yeah.
That's good. It's really sweet.
It's very sweet. Sheesh.
Yeah. Well, it's got all those specialty apples. Shout out Sheffield cider.
Apple and raspberry varieties.
Well, they're all like organic, grown. It's really cool. And so they're all non-alcoholic because, we don't party like that.
Yeah, we don't do that here.
Project.
We don't do that around here.
We don't do that here.
You got to come to my podcast to do that.
You can do that on your podcast. And we also do that when we go down to, I can't drink, man. Just personally, but it's crazy. But when we go, like, we'll meet up with some other podcast guys at a bar named Sue. Have you ever been there?
Yeah, for sure.
So Dre, I was mentioning him earlier. He DJs there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, on the nights, dude. So it's been like a year since you joined me, Morgan.
Maybe even longer.
Oh my gosh.
I think it's been longer.
It probably, a year and a half, probably.
That's what I'm
But
thinking.
we've been in touch the whole time.
Yeah.
Your team has totally changed since the first time I met you.
My team is completely different. 2 times over.
Yeah, that's true, dude.
I've had people come and go since then. So
yeah, that I don't even know about. That makes sense, bro. Well, cool. So tell us like what you got going on right now, dude. What you're Monarch Social. We know that.
Yeah. So we have Monarch Social. We do everything digital media marketing. Everything from like websites to Google SEO, Google ads, Facebook ads. Videography is a huge one that we do. All of that stuff. Mm-hmm. So that's what we focus on.
Shout out to Koa.
Yeah, shout out to
for
Koa.
making that.
He's the man
for making that badass video.
Yeah,
almost a year ago.
Yeah, that was a while ago,
dude. It's been a wild ride. So, but you guys are doing well. You guys are doing good. You're killing it in the digital marketing space. I'm glad to have you back on as a friend.
Yeah, this year we doubled what we did last year.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
And so I just want to keep doing that. Like, okay, that was great. So let's just double that again. Yeah. So
how are you handling growth, in the startup phase with a team like that? And how are you handling how are you handling like the growth? Because that's a whole nother challenge. Like getting it off the ground, a business off the ground is hard. Then growing it is even harder.
A lot of caffeine and alcohol. No,
yeah.
No, it's different. It's completely different. So I used to own a different company,
mm-hmm.
and that was in the service industry where we had like physical retail locations, and scaling that. I kind of went into this a little cocky, a little prideful, being like, "Oh, I've done this before."
Mm-hmm.
Scaling this type of business is completely different
than a product one.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's still a service, but we don't have like storefronts.
Oh, okay.
But scaling it to the way, like the processes are just so different. Rather than having a process where it's like, okay, we get a product come in, you fix that product, and here's that flow, here's that process. Now we get a huge project in, and how do we divide that up? It's just different. And so dealing with it has been stressful, to be completely honest. Like, honestly, we picked up a ton this year, especially during summer. And so summer going into fall, that's kind of why we stopped our podcast, was we had to literally focus on internal systems and processes because we were either going to die because we took too much on, right? Or we had to just like take a moment and like figure it out so that we could like serve all our customers and clients the same way that we were serving them when it was just a few of us.
Yeah.
Where when we just had a few of them, and now that we're doing it at scale,
Yeah.
it's a completely different beast. And so honestly, this year has been super stressful, and and hiring the right people, hiring the right employees, or whatever that looks like, it's just so different now. But
Yeah.
it's
Well,
it's been a journey.
Yeah. Well, bringing on employees changes the game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. A whole nother way.
Yeah. And
Well, and even, you had your product, it was fixing phones, right?
mhm.
You had employees there, but it's just when you have like service-based businesses, it's just different.
It's just so different. And I think one of the reasons why is like when we were fixing phones in the service industry, you just had to teach them like a skill set. It's like, hey, this is how you fix this.
Yeah.
And and you can like teach them how to do that. With this, there's so much back and forth with the client that they need to be way more client oriented,
Mhm.
like keeping the client in the loop, learning how to communicate with them, learning how to like get edits and feedback and how
Mhm.
to change those things. And so rather than being like, we're focused on fixing this specific product, we're more like in the people industry now,
Mhm.
where it's like all about the client.
Yeah.
And so it's different. And I don't really know how to like pinpoint it of I hope that makes sense, but it's
absolutely.
It's just a different beast altogether.
Well, it's different. And when you're dealing with clients that and you're dealing with services that clients love, like a website reflects somebody's like whole brand.
Well, and then the other part is like, say I fix your phone.
Yeah.
You give me money, I'm going to give you a phone back.
Oh,
with it fixed, right? Like it's done.
Yeah.
In marketing, people are like, here's money. Where's my leads? Where's my revenue go up?
Yeah.
And it can be ambiguous sometimes, because sometimes it takes a month. Sometimes it takes 6 months.
And social media marketing is almost like billboards.
Yeah.
Where you got to, in a sense, where you can't. Now, if you throw a billboard up, you can't engage with your clients, and the clients can't engage with that billboard, right? So it's a little bit different in that sense. Well, a lot different in that sense. But I'm talking about in terms of like ROI. Or how would you? Because that's how I would view like.
See, and I would separate it. The only reason I would separate it is just because if I had a billboard, you're not quite sure how many people see that billboard.
Mhm.
But if I run an ad, I can tell you exactly how many people saw your ad and clicked on it.
Okay, that's fair.
So it's trackable. And so I think the difference between like traditional marketing, whether I'm on the radio or a billboard or TV, digital marketing in the Facebook land and Google land,
Mhm.
it's all trackable.
Yeah.
I have like real data to say this is where your money went.
Yeah.
I had 10,000 people see this, and 1,000 people clicked on it, and 50 people purchased.
Right. That's
I can just give you hard data back. And so, yes, it's like, you're putting yourself out there. It's the same. Like people have to see it 1,000 times. But that's why I was saying it's ambiguous, because it's not just I'm handing a product. When we do a website and a video, sure, it's you give me money, I'm going to give you an awesome video. I'm going to give you an awesome website.
Yeah.
But when people give you money to market for them, like sometimes you're not going to give them something back for a month or so, or
you
6 months.
Just got to be patient.
Yeah, because marketing's hard, man. Like digital marketing can be very brutal, especially for startups, especially for people that aren't used to marketing and have never marketed before.
Right. Well, startups for sure, especially if they're just starting and they're like, I need to get this out there. And they may not have, like a lot of startups don't have their offer nailed down. They don't have they might not have their niche nailed down.
They don't know their demographic.
There's
been so many people that, when we start with them, we're like, who's your target demographic?
Yeah.
And they'll say something and we're like, okay. And then 3 months later, we're like, actually, it's this, it's not 20 to 30-year-old males. It's like 25 to 40-year-old male and female.
Yeah, but everybody's doing it. Yeah,
those are the people that are actually clicking on your stuff. Those are the people that are actually interested in your product.
Yeah. So how do you? I mean, I don't know. Yeah, well, you can answer this because you're also like a coaching consultant for like businesses, right?
Yeah.
So how do you nail down a niche? It's because it's important, right? Like you niche down. Like Amazon was only books, and then they expanded to now they do everything. And I feel like that's a good model to have. But for a small business, how do you figure that out?
Well, I mean, you always want data back, right? Like data is always thing. I mean, you're going to have like a gut feeling. Like when you first go into a business, you kind of have an idea of like where you're going after.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the coolest thing is like once you have some money to throw at marketing or throw at some data, points,
Mhm.
it's really fun to get that data back. And sometimes that can take a little longer, but the better that you get at your product and service, the better it's going to be to get that data back.
Mhm.
Like, for example, if you're selling something, let's say a course, right?
Yeah.
And you think that it's going to be like these young, hungry entrepreneurs that are going for it, but it
Yeah.
happens to be like stay-at-home moms. It's going to change your perspective when you throw money at it and you see that.
Yeah, that's true.
And so,
Well, and when your money's going towards it, because we all have an idea, and that's like, I guess that's the cool part is like, when you're creating a business, you're like, dude, I never would have thought that person would have bought this.
yeah, and that's happened to us.
Really?
One of the things that we do really, really well in right now is nonprofits.
Okay.
I never thought that. Like when we started this, like I don't even know if it crossed my mind. I was going to go after like small to medium businesses that needed marketing. And then just by doing what we're great at, all of a sudden we started picking up nonprofits, and now we do really, really well with nonprofits.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, and nonprofits is the weird one because you never know what their budget is, but nonprofits they do well. They do a lot of
they
right
have budgets, and as long as you can get them approved for them, they can have big budgets sometimes.
Yeah,
so
that's cool. Nonprofits are tricky though.
Yeah,
sure. But so
you have to get them at the right time.
And you have to get them at the right time. And that's not something that I would be like, that's not something that I would feel like is a normal demographic. Like we target nonprofits.
I know companies that do though.
Really?
Yeah, because like
that's
they
crazy,
can take
man.
them through that process. They know exactly how they work. I know some companies that say, oh, I know exactly how the board works. I know exactly when you get funding. And that's exactly what we do. For example, like there's Google offers a ton of money to nonprofits to run Google ads up to like $10,000 a month.
Oh, wow.
Right. And there's companies that specifically target that. And they say, hey, we want to run your SEO and Google ads because you get a grant because you're a nonprofit. And that's what
cool.
they specialize in.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know Google did that.
Me neither until we started working with them. Like, I didn't know that.
How do you find that out? Dude?
Right? Like, you just, you have an idea of what you're going after, but then all of a sudden through your own process of your sales funnel and your clients, like all of a sudden something will start sticking out. So we do really well with services.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do great with certain areas. Like we don't touch realtors, like that was just never a good thing for us. We don't touch a lot of stuff in healthcare specifically now because we've tried it a few times and it's never been awesome for us.
Yeah. But they have a lot of regulations though, bro.
They have so many regulations. And at first when you're like a young, hungry company, you're like, hey, let's
take
go
anybody.
For that. Like, let me help you.
Yeah.
The marketing principles are the same.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you think you can do it, but all of a sudden you run into this and that. And so now there's certain industries that we just won't touch, but other ones started to like come on more frequently.
Mm-hmm.
And we just nailed those down. And now we do really well at those.
Yeah. It's interesting about when you were saying all the regulations, it reminded me of my days in the car business and like banking, when there's a lot of regulations around like what you can put, as like payments and what you can sell, like put like those billboards that have prices on cars, they're like have to be ultra specific.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Think about like financial advisors.
Oh yeah. Those guys. Yeah.
Can they do anything?
I don't think they can advertise at all.
It's so hard for them. It's so hard for them to advertise and to do things like what we do. But at first you're like, yeah, we could help you. And you don't even know like all those regulations, but
yeah. Oh, I would imagine. Yeah. You can't say how much somebody will get back on a return. If you're a finance advisor, you can't, you just be like, hey, will you trust me with your money? Mm-hmm. You can't say that.
You can't offer advice as that institution. You can't offer financial advice, publicly, at least.
That's crazy. That's true. There's a lot of those. There's a lot. But what else have you got going? I mean, it's just been grinding with Monarch Social.
Yeah. So Monarch's been going crazy. That's like my, my staple, my baby, my little child,
Absolutely.
And outside of that, then I do consulting on the side.
Yeah.
So I do help businesses like Nels and Mckell and grow and, really tighten down their processes, which is really fun. But that's more of like a passion project. Like that's like my side hustle, if you will. And then between those two, that's what keeps me so busy. I had to stop a lot of things that I was doing because I was getting pulled so many different ways.
Yeah. That's true. When you're beginning, you got to say yes to almost everything. But then when you grow, then you got to start saying no.
You have to. Well, just because like I'm so needed in the company right now. And luckily, like my position in Monarch, I'm not necessarily doing like the work but I'm like leading the company. I'm doing all the back end, all the books, all the what's next. Like one of the big things for me that I didn't want to lose in Monarch was I wanted to work on the business rather than in it. And so a lot of what I do is like vision planning. Where are we going? Where are we headed? What are our goals? Like, what do we want to do different? Like, what do we want to do that's like makes us stand out? Is it a vlog? Is it a podcast? Is it an event? And that's why you see that stuff from us, because I'm trying all these different things rather than just being like your typical, hey, we're an agency and that's all we do.
Yeah.
So
Which is cool. And I think what I like about I like the events, obviously, but what I like to see in companies is when they start doing things like freaking like behind the scenes and vlogs and stuff like that. Like that stuff is cool. Like getting people behind the scenes and showing them what happens on the outside,
Yeah.
It's freaking sweet, man.
I think as long as you can
It's
be
hard.
like super relatable in a business, I think it's done really well. And it's done really well with us. Like, when we post stuff on our social media pages, the stuff that does the best is the personal behind the scenes stuff. It's not
it's so cool.
Hey, you need SEO or hey, you need a website. It's like, hey, we went to this huge conference in Idaho and we shot a video about it.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, it reminds me of like Gary V. I don't know, you can love him or hate him, but he's cool because he never really he doesn't really talk about his businesses that much.
Yeah, it's all about
it's just
it's way different.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't subscribe to I kind of watch them all. Like I have Gary's
I love
books.
Gary V. I just want to be that on the record. That I love Gary V.
He's cool, man. Oh, are you following his NFT stuff?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So,
do you have a V friend?
No. Well, okay. This is what happened. So we didn't get V1s, but the Gary V friends, number one, but number two. So if you bought 12 of his books.
Yes.
So Darren, I don't know if you know Darren. He does Next Level with me.
Okay.
Anyways, he bought 12 books.
Yeah, I bought them too.
So he gave me one because he's like, dude, I got 12 books. I don't know what to do here. So I just got his book. I think Darren's gonna buy 2, and when they launch at the beginning of the year, 2 of those NFTs.
Okay, yeah,
gonna get
the book ones. Yeah, everybody gets. If you bought 12, you got. So I missed V1, and I was like,
me too.
Dang it. Well, I just didn't like. He was announcing it, and freaking when he announced that Ethereum went from like $3,000 to like 4, dude.
Yeah,
it was freaking nuts, and I was like, dang it. But then when he came around and he was like, hey, if you buy 12 books, he gave you like 6 hours on his Discord. He was like, if you buy 12 books, you'll get a surprise.
Yep.
And I didn't know what it was, but I was like, I can't miss this again, dude. So I don't have my books yet, but I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
that's
exciting.
So the reason I bring him up though was somebody on Twitter was like, hey, there's one of the V friends was like a podcasting one. So if you bought this V friend, you could invite Gary on a podcast.
Oh wow.
Which I was like, that's dope.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's dope.
That's super big.
And so somebody posted on Twitter, he's like, I'll rent this out to you. Like, do you want to pay? Like, anybody pay me? And I threw up something. I was like, hey,
brokering it out.
Yeah,
there you go.
I don't know. That's a great idea.
Yeah, why not?
I don't think Gary cares. I mean, if he was going to book it for you and you don't want it,
or you don't have a podcast.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like, he's like, I don't have a podcast.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shoot, dude. I don't know. That's going to be tough.
Sick.
That would be
That'd
sick.
Be so big.
I've seen him and other people go on these little podcasts, and I'm just always like, how the freak do you get those guys on there?
You pay a lot of money.
I'm sure they pay money.
And then if you have a big enough platform, then I think it's it's mutually beneficial.
Yeah. Then I've seen Gary on a few of them, but he doesn't like if it's a smaller podcast, he doesn't stay very long. It's like 30 minutes. But that's who cares, bro. You had Gary on your podcast on 30 minutes, bro.
That's great.
That's dope. But it's cool, dude. But you know what though? At the same time, kind of a side tangent for me. It's like I kind of like having the little guys on here.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know.
They're gonna stay like close to your heart. You know what I mean? Because like that's what makes you like when you first start. You know, even our guests that we've had on are the little guys. It's like the local people that are like making entrepreneurism in Utah what it is.
Yeah,
and that's what I love about it.
That's cool, man. And it's the little guys. Like I think it's cool because you can idolize these guys. And I've said this before a ton. You can idolize like Gary Vee and Tony Robbins and all these people that we all love, but they're not living the life that you want to live. Like for example, Gary Vee, I'm sure is very happy and he has a way of doing it. But have you ever seen some of the times when Gary Vee is just like, he's on planes all day. He like never goes home. He's in an airport. Like, you know what I mean? He spends more time on a plane than he does with his family. Sometimes I don't know Gary Vee's life. I've just seen some pictures where he's like on roads and planes.
There's a lot of those like
bro,
that.
That sucks.
And I mean,
I've done that. That blows.
Then I think for some people that's like very sexy.
Yeah.
It's very like, oh, I want that. But
yeah.
I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, there's very successful entrepreneurs, very successful businessmen out there, businesswomen out there that don't have to live that lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and nothing on, again, like I'm not ragging on anybody, especially Gary Vee, because he's happy. He's loving his life. He's doing whatever.
Super successful.
But like you might think that you want that, but you don't. But some people don't.
I don't think people realize that how grueling and how long that it's not just like a weekend. It's not like just on the weekends we're going to cool places.
No,
going to Dubai on the weekend. It's like, no, you're like on planes all the time. Like you're getting booked in different cities. You're like sleeping in hotel beds.
And I don't know why, but like I had a job where I traveled quite a bit and it sucked, dude. I was like, we were traveling 3 days. We got home on the weekend. Then on Monday we would leave, come home on Friday. Then Monday we had to leave again on a plane. And I was like, man. And so it wasn't even like every day. Like, and I had like 3 days in between.
How'd that make you feel?
Bro, this, and I thought I wanted it. I was like, oh, it'd be really cool. I have a business traveling flying job. Nah, dude.
Nah, dog.
No, I actually go to work and I come home at 5 every day and I have the weekends off and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm that same way. Like, when people first start in business and they first start getting started, they kind of idolize that lifestyle sometimes of just like the grind and the hustle, which I'm all about, but I have like some hard stops, You
got to.
You have to, or you go nuts, or you get burnt out and then you're like, is this what I want? And you don't want to be asking yourself that, like even me, like even when I first started in business, I really idolized kind of like that hustle life, like the grind and that. Yeah. And now, dude, there's a certain time where I'm like, I'm not answering emails. Like that comes tomorrow.
You gotta set boundaries. Otherwise you'll just lose your freaking mind.
For example, I had like a client reach out last night and it was pretty pressing. But I was like, no, I'm at home. I'm not going to answer this. Like, I'll respond tomorrow.
Yeah.
After coffee.
Well, and it's like, bro, if it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. And it wasn't.
Fine.
It was fine.
Yeah. Well, and you know what's funny is like really though, if you think some business owners when they start out, if they don't have that experience, they think everything is a fire. And it's not, bro. You'll be fine, bro.
When someone's paying you money, they have the mentality where my fire is your fire, and you just have to put those boundaries up to say
you're fine. Yeah. You'll be okay.
It'll be okay. It's 12 hours.
Yeah, it's 6 hours or whatever. But my thing is like, even if that's the case, right? Like there's some kind of fire. Like I've learned through experience that they always get put out, dude. And it'll be fine. And it really doesn't matter if the fire gets put out an hour in 12 hours. And that might just be the industry that I'm in and the industries that I help. But I can't mean. Yeah.
Of course, there's outliers. Like for example, there was one of our clients that had an issue on Cyber Monday. It was like the Super Bowl for marketing on Black Friday to Cyber Monday.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so there was an issue on Cyber Monday when one of the coupon codes wasn't working on the website. That's a pretty big fire. We can't really wait.
Yeah. Go put that out. Yeah, but it's not. But you have certain times like. But
99% of the time.
Yeah, exactly. Bad. But like there are some times in business like, hey, Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Like when I worked in the car business, there were some times when we had holidays like that, where I just looked at my wife like, I can't, this is it. This is work, right? But then we're going to, but I've got this time set aside and we're going to be fine there, right? But so you got to go into some times where like, hey, there's nothing you can do about it. We got to figure this. Yeah. We got to figure this shit out. And so, yeah. But I just feel like in general though, like people just, you can chill. This will all be over soon, man.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. So
that's funny.
Having those boundaries has helped us just get even better because, it sets those and it sets the tone for the client relationship that we're going to have.
Yeah.
And it just helps you out in the end where you're not just pulling your hair out or frustration and you don't have alone time or, my time or personal time. And so setting those boundaries helps you so much.
Yeah. And you just moved out to North Salt Lake.
Yeah. I just moved right down the road.
Right down the road, dude.
Threw a rock at my house.
Dude, it's this little part is blowing up. They put in that Amazon over there that I think is almost at full capacity.
Yeah, I've been seeing way more stuff going in and out of there.
Yeah, dude. I think North Salt Lake scored on that. Amazon didn't want to go to New York, so they went to North Salt Lake. All right, dude.
Yeah.
Somebody missed the boat on that. There's like a few of them. There's a few Amazon warehouses. There's one in Salt Lake right next to the airport. And I mean, we're next to the airport, but there's a closer one to the airport.
I didn't know that. I just knew about this one.
And then, well, you know that Salt Lake Airport got revamped.
Yep.
Have you been there?
No.
Okay.
I have a phobia of planes. Dude, I'm not even joking. I'm so terrified of planes.
You don't like flying?
It raises my heart rate just thinking about it right now. I'll fly on them. I'll do it, but it's a fight. It's like,
do you take like sleeping pills or something like that?
Yeah, like 3 shots before I get on the plane. I don't know, but something. Like it's bad. Like ever since I was a kid, dude, it's just not natural. 30,000 feet in the air, 700 miles an hour. Yeah, I'll drive.
Yeah, for sure. And see, I'm the opposite. We drove so much growing up that I was like, I'm gonna make it possible. The only thing I want to do for my kids is, have you ever taken a train? Have you ever done like Amtrak?
Not long distance.
Okay.
But I've looked at them because my best friend lives in California.
Yeah.
And they have one that goes out
they
there
have
in Sacramento.
You can go everywhere.
And so I looked at it, but it literally was like more expensive than a flight.
Yeah, sometimes it is.
And I was like, this doesn't make sense.
And it takes way longer.
Way longer.
Yeah, the train ride is almost double.
Driving, so.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, it is.
So I never did it.
But it's cool because one of the things I like to do is you can, when you're, especially in the West, they have a train that goes from, like Denver, you can go all the way up to like Seattle, Washington.
Oh, wow.
But you can see like that whole coast.
Yeah.
You can go like down California. And they have observation cars and stuff.
Oh, that's sick.
It's just
I would do that.
Yeah, just for fun. Yeah. By the way, they have Wi-Fi on the train.
Yeah, they have Wi-Fi. They have sleeping quarters.
They have sleeping cars.
Yeah.
So you can get a whole car that has, by the way, it has like, comes with like room service.
Oh,
did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
So you can get, that sleeps 4.
We got to go on a train ride.
So in the Midwest, trains are, that's how you get a lot of places if you don't want to drive. Yeah, trains there because like Iowa, for example, there's one major airport in Iowa and that's in Cedar Rapids. So if you want to fly to Iowa, but like Cedar Rapids is here, Iowa's big, dude. You could be like 5 hours away on a drive. So you could fly there and then have a 5-hour drive wherever you're trying to go, which is crazy because they only have Des Moines, maybe I think, and then the Iowa City, Cedar Rapids. But a train will take you right into every small town. Almost every small town has a train station. Like Burlington.
I mean, it makes sense, but I'm just
or like you take a train. You want to go to Chicago for the weekend.
Just take the train.
Just take the train. It'll drop you right there. And then when you're all done in Chicago, just
we did all that in like inner cities, but I've never taken like the long distance train.
Right. Well, yeah, like the train, like the
subway,
or the subway,
metros.
or like what is that in here? The tracks,
like tracks.
Yeah,
tracks,
that
metro, subways. Like I've done all that, but like nothing.
But like a cool one though, dude. Crazy things happen on trains, bro. I never heard of Burning Man. You know what Burning Man is?
Yeah.
I'd never heard of that until I'm going from, but I was in high school. I was like 17 and I'm going from Iowa to Utah to visit then she was my girlfriend. Now she's my wife, but I was just going to visit Salt Lake cause I'd never been there. And my parents were like, go take a train. And so I get on the train, we get to Denver. Sorry. Where we get somewhere, Kansas City or something, some big city, and a bunch of people get on. I couldn't have been Kansas City. We were further west because like Burning Man's in like Nevada, right? So we're somewhere really close to here. And I can't remember, but I just remember a bunch of people getting on and they smelled bad.
And you're like,
and they were just tripping, dude.
Oh, they were having a great time.
And I was like,
the train wasn't the only thing.
So actually, maybe we were like in Nevada. Maybe we were like in Nevada or Denver or somewhere like that. Somewhere we were coming close, right? And I'm like, what the heck? And so even sleeper cars are expensive. So I just had like a general ticket. And you can sit in there. And I saw these people and I was like, what the heck is going on? Then you can go to the observation car. And I go to the observation car just to chill. And there's like all of them. And I'm like, so I just asked one of them. I was like, what are you guys doing? And they're like, we're going to Burning Man. And I'm like, what is that?
What is
dude?
this?
And so they're telling me, and it's just the craziest stuff I've ever heard. That like, so there's no money in Burning Man, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's all trade.
It's all barter.
Or
It's all
barter.
the bartering.
Yeah, you can like be like, I'll do this and for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, in some parts there's no clothes. Sometimes, I guess there's some parts. I guess
Or very little.
optional.
It's optional. Sometimes optional.
It's optional. Obviously, a lot of I don't like the word drugs because what they're doing isn't really drugs. Like there's usually nothing hard there. Usually it's like psychedelics or marijuana or something like that, right?
Yeah.
But I've never heard of like heroin or meth there. Have you been to Burning Man?
No, I've never been there.
I'm confident that there's no like hard stuff there.
There's party drugs there.
Yeah. But I don't like calling them like psilocybin isn't a drug. Marijuana is not a drug.
Just depends on what year you were born in, what you want to call it.
Sure.
You could call it medicine or a drug or
medicine. Yeah, that's what I would
you
call it.
Medicine these days, but
you can take a gram of shrooms and pass a piss test.
Yeah,
it's not a drug then for me. I don't know.
So
that might be a
mind. You were like, what?
Yeah, dude. I was
this
like,
thing
what
out in the
freak,
desert,
bro. And I'm like, where is it? They're like Nevada, somewhere in Nevada. What is it?
In
like
the desert?
Is it close to Reno? It's like close to Reno or something. Ben,
Yeah,
look up where Burning Man is.
It's north of Reno. I want to say it's north of Reno,
something like that. But it just, dude, I was like, holy crap!
Pyramid of
And then another while he's looking that up, tell me where Burning Man is.
Black Rock Desert.
Black Rock Desert.
Reno.
Okay, it is
Just north
okay.
of there,
Wait,
right?
sorry, 120 miles north.
Yeah.
Of Reno. Okay, 120 miles north. So that was bananas. I'd never heard of that. These guys, I was like, they're like, do you want to come? And I was like, no, I'm good, dude.
You should totally come.
Yeah, dude, you can just detour, man. It's the best experience of your life. I have no doubt. But I was 17. And I was like, I got places to go. The next thing that's cool on the train, when you're in Denver, you're by the some river that runs through Colorado. But they do a lot of whitewater rafting, and it's customary to moon the train.
Oh, so you're looking out the window. And you just see all these,
just a bunch of bare asses,
just bare asses,
and everybody,
just everyone,
no gender.
Okay, yeah, you learned some stuff.
I was like, "What?"
You experienced some stuff on that train.
Yeah, we're in the observation car, and everybody's mooning us as we're going down, and I'm like, "What the heck?"
Is this a part of Burning Man?
Yeah, I was. Am I tripping? Right, those guys slipped me something. No, dude, but the train is cool. Amtrak's cool. I want to do that with my kids. Because first of all, my son loves trains, and I think it's just fun. It'd be fun. You get an experience, but they run all night, dude.
Yeah,
you just go, and it takes a long time, but trains are fun. So you should, but yeah, if it's more expensive than flying, it's long because it's longer than driving.
Expensive.
Yeah, but normally they're really cheap. But it just depends on where you go.
I think
California is just expensive for everything.
Yeah, you're right.
Because I remember getting train tickets from here to Iowa
for like
$100.
Yeah. When I looked at
$80.
it was over, I want to say it was like 180 to 190 per one way.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And then if you wanted like the sleeping quarters, like $500 for the night. And I was like, dude, this is just nuts.
Yeah. So that would be crazy. I don't know if I do that unless you just want to see the scene.
I just drove.
Yeah. Just drive. Dude, driving to California is crazy.
I've driven that so many times.
We drove to California the first time going to Disneyland. Why do they stop you? Have you made that drive like through Vegas?
Well, when you go into California, they have the stop, like the produce and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like,
what the heck is that?
Stop.
What is that?
So
no produce can get out or something?
Yeah. Just like, so you can't bring like any bad stuff into California as in like plants or stuff or produce and things like that could carry stuff that could hurt like the natural stuff of it. Am I crazy?
That's ridiculous, dude.
What's that checkpoint? You should look it up.
No, it's
now
right.
I feel crazy.
No. It is. I think it is like a produce checkpoint. You're like
it's like a produce checkpoint.
You're like, what the frick?
And they have one on I-80 and they have one down past Vegas.
Yeah, down past Vegas. So that's where we went down past Vegas. Yeah. But nothing happened. Like everybody slowed down, and the guy has like some stick, and he's like, "You're good."
Yep, they just go.
I'm like, why are you stopping everybody? Yeah. They don't check the car. They don't.
They just want to know if you have like a case of onions.
Right, but they didn't look in my car.
Yeah,
it was just like. It was like faster than the McDonald's.
It's just
wild.
I
was like freaking California.
Just another way for them to take your money that they have to fund there.
Dude, I was like, what the freak? Oregon doesn't even do that.
No, it's just, I only know of California doing something like that.
That's bananas, dude. I feel like Oregon's prettier than California. I guess. I don't know. I've never been to pretty parts of California.
So it looks like those stops are for the pests in the produce.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's like 16 all around California for everything getting in.
Yeah, to make sure that you're not bringing anything like harmful into like hurt their stuff there.
Oh, okay. Okay, California.
Yeah,
All
seriously,
right.
right?
Okay. Weird flex, but okay. Right. Our produce is more important than everybody else's in the world.
Yeah.
I don't know. We went to, so we were like down in San Diego. So like by the bases and stuff.
Yeah.
That wasn't too bad. I guess that part of California wasn't terrible.
I love Northern California above the Bay Area. So the Bay Area is overrated. I'll say it right now. But
so is LA.
yeah, LA. Well, it's not even rated on my scale. LA is just like kind of
don't go to LA.
Yeah. So, but San Diego is really fun. I love like the beaches and like the whole vibe down there. But up into like Northern California is where it's like super pretty. The redwoods and going up Highway 1 on the coast is super fun.
Oh yeah, dude, Highway 1. Yes. Well, that goes into Oregon. You've been to the Oregon.
Yeah,
coast.
I lived there for a couple of years.
Yeah, that's right, dude. But you've been there though. You've been on the coast. You've been on that Highway 1.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah,
that's the best, dude. That's the best highway.
So those are super pretty. So like those are very pretty. And obviously there's like iconic things in like the Bay Area and like very pretty things that you can see there. But for the majority, like, dude, even Napa is like beautiful. I love Napa, right above the Bay, like North Bay.
That's
super
cool.
pretty there.
That's cool. Where are you from? Again, I can't remember.
Virginia.
Are you from? Oh, you're from. Oh, that's right, Virginia. That's right. How did you find your way to Utah? We've talked about this before, but we'll say it again.
So my mom's family's from here.
Oh, that's right.
And I grew up in Virginia. Technically, I guess I was like born here, but I grew up there. So
Same with me, dude.
So I say Virginia, but it's like technicality. Where it's like, yeah, I guess.
Well, okay, but where? But actually, what are you supposed to say when people say where are you from? Like, where are you born, or where you grew up?
Values and my culture, like East Coast. So.
Yeah, because that's always a weird one for me because I was born in Provo.
Oh yeah, but you're not from here.
No, I'm not.
Exactly.
No, I'm not from here.
Yeah, that's us, man. I was technically born like in like South Jordan somewhere. Like, where are you from, South Jordan? No, I have no connection. No, I grew up on the East Coast, and then we moved here after high school because my mom's family lived here.
Okay.
So my family's all crazy big, but I was the youngest. I lived with mom, and all my brothers lived here with dad, and so all my brothers were here. But I grew up on the East Coast with stepdad and mom, and then we came back after high school.
That's cool. So, Virginia is beautiful.
Yeah, well, we lived in Southern Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina.
Oh yeah, North Carolina. Okay, I've never been there, but I heard it's really pretty.
It's all super pretty.
Yeah. I've always wanted to go see the river in Virginia.
The river?
The Shenandoah River.
Oh, okay.
Is that in West Virginia or is that in Virginia?
No, I think it's in both. But
okay,
yeah, I would say.
Okay, Ben, Google it.
But we'd go all over on the East Coast. Like up and down. Like my stepdad's family lived in Jersey and New York, and my favorite part of New York is upstate New York. Mm-hmm. Where we'd go to like the Catskill Mountains and stuff.
Yeah. You know what? Everybody thinks of New York. They think of like the New York City, but there's beautiful parts of New York.
Upstate New York, man. That's the good part.
So
that's cool.
The Shenandoah River is through both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Isn't there a national forest right there? Too? You don't know? Okay. All right.
I can look that up.
Okay, Ben, don't worry about it.
Shenandoah National Forest.
Yeah. Something like it. It's something, but I've seen pictures of it. I've never been, but I heard it's really pretty.
Yeah, it's like very pretty. It's just different. It's completely different than here. Here we have mountains. There they have hills.
Yes,
they call them mountains. Like
they
Smoky
call them mountains. That's right. You know what though? You know what though? That's okay. That's fair. They'll call mountains what we would call hills because we have real mountains. Mm-hmm. But what we call rivers in the West, or excuse me, on the East and in the Midwest, people like those are I grew up on the Mississippi River.
Yeah,
that's a river.
That's a river,
right? And then they'll be like, "Oh, the river that runs down Cottonwood Canyon. That's not a river. That's a stream.
That's a stream.
That's a creek.
That's a crick." I think that's how.
But
they
I'm like,
it here.
Yeah, crick. That's a crick. But that's what makes me mad. They're like, "Well, you guys think you have mountains out there?" I'm like, "Fair." but that's not a river.
That's not a river. Rivers
I've seen the Mississippi River channel is longer than that.
We went in upstate New York. We went up there and we kayaked up the Susquehanna River, and then we would like camp on the side of the banks, and it was so fun, dude.
Yeah, that's a river.
It's a river.
You can't kayak on Cottonwood Canyon.
Yeah.
Maybe you could.
I mean, you could, but it'd be
that would be weird.
Lived and not fun.
You get to now, dude. The drought that's happening right now is crazy, man. We went in at the end of summer. We went to Strawberry Lake, and it's like nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't been up there for a second. I guess I went up there. We had our family reunion up there, but I didn't really go like fishing or anything up. Like we had like a campsite.
Yeah.
So.
Dude, I just feel like we've known each other for so long that this second round of the podcast is just us catching up. Dude.
No, but I'm curious about. Okay, can I ask questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you have new stuff going on.
I do have a lot of new stuff. Man.
Your whole life's different.
It is, dude. And it started with the podcast. The CBD business kind of dwindled.
But yeah, I mean, do you still sell it?
Yeah, I do still sell it,
dude. Your sleep stuff. Your melatonin,
the sleep
that's
CBD
the best stuff. I'm not just saying that. Like
the sleep CBD
that was like my favorite stuff, and I've been trying to, but it's all because of me.
Yeah, I know.
It's all because of me. I'm so busy.
And you know what I thought was going to be our best selling product. Talking about marketing, I thought our best selling product was going to be like the roll on, like the muscle roll on, or like just the daily one. So we have a number 2.
Okay. I feel like the roll-on topical ones get a bad rep because they don't absorb that great.
It's tough. Yeah. You're right. And this one was just basically a freeze. It had like, what is that?
Like BioFree.
BioFree. Yeah. It was like stuff. Yeah. So yeah, that was a tough one. But the Night Aid, bro, I met people who, yep.
Yeah, dude.
Yep,
number 8
number 8 for sleeping.
Oh, that's the best one.
For 8 hours, yep.
Like, when you start taking CBD, like just personally, and this is just me, like I could take the daily one and it's like, do I feel any different? Maybe. I don't know. I take the sleeping one. Hell yeah.
You can tell,
it's like,
dude.
And you don't feel groggy the next morning or anything. It just helps you fall asleep faster and stay asleep.
Yeah.
And
we got into CBD. Great. We got into that. We didn't do enough research going into it. Like I just knew I knew that I needed to do that. It was the best failure of my life. And I have a few reasons why I believe I was supposed to do it, even though it completely fell apart and it was like terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But one of them was I learned so much. Like I didn't know before I started that CBD business, I didn't know what a merchant account was.
Well, dude, that's why they always say like fail forward. Like,
yeah,
that's why every successful entrepreneur business person will be like, don't be scared to fail.
Because
you learn the most stuff when you suck.
Yeah. Yeah. And dude, I didn't know what a merchant account was. I was like,
what's a merchant?
Yeah. Account? I go, don't we just take pictures of this and throw it up on the website? And people just, I remember kind of going through the train of thought. My buddy business partner goes, we need a merchant account. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he goes, yeah, well, when you put something online and you pay for it, right? It goes through
process of payment.
Yeah. And I was like, oh,
that's
all right.
A thing?
I go, okay, cool, right? We'll go get a merchant account.
They can't just like Venmo me?
Yeah, exactly. Or Venmo me, or just like, yeah. It's just amazing, like the things you take for granted when you see like when you see like a streamlined process.
Yeah,
you have no clue that that's a whole back end industry.
Yeah,
it's just for that one part of the sale online. So that was cool. But then you know what? So naive, bro. I love it. I love telling that story because I'm like, oh, merchant account. All right, cool. We'll just go get one. Yeah. All right, cool. Merchant accounts. Call up the first one. QuickBooks. I call up QuickBooks. I'm like, hey, I need QuickBooks for my business. Like, great. Do you need a merchant account? I'm like, yeah, I do actually. Funny enough. They're like, okay, these are our prices. I'm like, whoa, those are killer.
Well,
they're like,
great.
Yeah, they go, what do you sell? I'm like, CBD. They're like, never mind.
We don't touch that.
Yeah, never mind. I'm like, what? Why not? And they're like, it's a high risk business.
High risk,
yeah, it's high risk. I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, it's marijuana related. I'm like, yeah, but it's legal. I'm not selling anything illegal. Like it's legal where I'm selling and the people
like everywhere. You just don't get it.
Yeah, I'm like, what the are you talking about, bro?
What are you talking? Yeah.
Yeah. And I go, okay. So then I look up what the hell is a high risk business. Apparently there's a ton of them. Guns.
And then you had to figure out
tobacco.
Those great rates weren't so great when you went into high risk.
No, right? Dude. Then we had to go, bro. I was going on like overseas. I was talking to people in like England.
Oh God.
And I was like getting merchant account quotes from like people overseas. And I'm like, holy crap, dude. And then, and then we ended up going with Square.
Okay.
Only because Square didn't ask any questions.
They just said, okay.
They're just like, yeah, what do you do? Retail. They had like 3 choices: service, retail, or something else.
Yeah.
I go,
Retail.
They're like, okay, great.
Right, here
And
you
I'm
go.
like, okay, all right, cool. They go, okay, by the way, before you set up this merchant account, you need a bank account. So now I'm like, okay, now I'm a little smarter about this. Although I still wasn't though. Because I was like, oh, banks don't care what you sell. Banks don't care how they get their money. Apparently they do.
Yeah.
Apparently they care a lot about the money that comes into that bank.
Did you have any issues like when you were doing like your business license and like having to fill that out? There was nothing nothing special about that.
IRS didn't care.
Wow. See, I didn't know that.
CBD is on the business name. It's legally it's Happiest CBD LLC. Nice. DBA Happiest.
Yeah, I would definitely think like when you have to like use your the code that you have as when you're
applying.
When you're making your business and it's like, okay, what are you? What's a subcategory? And if you use your specific code, I can't think of
again, it's like retail. It's just retail goods. I'm like, that's it. And I'll tell you what though, IRS doesn't care where the money comes from as much as banks do. They don't care.
Yeah, they're just
like,
give us your money.
If it's green, it spends.
And if you give us all of your money.
Yeah, exactly. So that was just a wild trip, dude. So then we're like, okay. But it was legal to sell it everywhere. Like you could sell it.
Yeah, for sure.
CBD specifically, but like if you were going into like flour or gummies or things like that, it got real wild. It got even wilder. Like you're selling like weed. You're selling like weed. Like that's what CBD is. Like when it comes, I mean, I guess a seasoned vet could, but like you or I just looking at it, be like, I don't know what the difference is.
Yeah.
Somebody might, but so that was cool. So when we met, that it was CBD in this podcast, and then it kind of transitioned to now I have, I do like a lot of virtual assisting. I wrote a book on sales. I did the
book. You got your course.
So the virtual assistant course, and I was going to do a sales course, but those are weird. Have you ever taken like a sales course?
In what way though? I prefer sales books.
Yeah, exactly.
Like sales books is where, I've read countless sales books.
I mean, their sales books are all over.
And I've never been like, let me take a course how to do this.
Exactly.
That's never went through my mind.
Right. Because sales is so nuanced.
Yeah. Yeah.
You write a book about the process. That's cool.
Or principles.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. But then putting that into a video, it's like, I just, they're not very popular.
Mm-hmm.
People just don't buy. Like Grant Cardone even went away from it. His books sell great. His courses don't. Cardone University. It's like, nah, I don't need it. Right. Because I have the book. And after that, it's just can sell, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Go out there and make money.
Just go out there and sell. So what I did with the book is I have the book. There's an audio book with it because a lot of people who like sales books want to listen to them. We're most ADHD profession in the world.
Yeah, we're driving or walking door to door.
Exactly.
We want to listen to it in our ears.
So we'll listen to it. You're out on the ladder. So I wrote an audiobook, and then my top tier for that, I was like, I don't want to do a bunch of courses. So I'll just do a 90-minute thing. I'm a 90-minute training session. So I kind of want to get into like sales coaching, but the VA course, I was like, that's dope.
Corporate sales. Have you ever done anything with corporate?
I want to.
Dude, that's where the money's at.
Like going in as a corporate sales trainer. Well, that'd be dope. You know what, dude? Here's why I'm getting this bad taste out of my mouth, but I have such a bad taste for corporate sales trainers. Dude, one time this guy walks in.
Did they suck?
Bro, I was like, this guy is going to kill us, dude. I thought he was going to murder us. Oh. So he comes into the dealership and he's just like this happy guy.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with happy guys, but have you ever met those really happy guys?
Like the toxic positivity.
Yeah, you're like, and I'm like, this guy is going to murder us, dude.
That's the first time I went to a Grant Cardone place. Not to talk shit, but dude, the first time I went to a 10X conference, I was like excited. And then we got there and then I was like, oh my God, I'm at a Yes Man conference.
Yeah.
Because it's so over the top. Like,
it's crazy.
But
bro.
Yeah, I've had those people.
So yeah, this guy comes in and I'm like, and then he starts talking about sales. And I'm like, here's what's hard about sales coaching. If you like, the process is the process. And that's actually why I was having this conversation with my buddy on the car ride home I gave him a ride home from work. And like people in their industries, like tech sales and industry in Utah, like SaaS is like a boys club.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I work in SaaS. and I know it's a boys club because when look, dude, I used to sell cars like if we count it like in car sales, you just count units. Like I sold 25 cars and I made 15 grand. Like that's how we measure success. You sell 25 cars, make 10. But if we were counting like revenue, like in SaaS, they count revenue. Like if we were counting revenue, then our quotas, 25 cars would be $500,000 a month that we were responsible for.
Yeah.
I mean, at Honda, each car averaged a sale of like 30 grand, right? So maybe it's not $500,000, but it's freaking close. What's that?
It's a lot.
It's a lot of money. And they're like, and so I go, so you talk to these, and then I sold machines where our average ticket was like $500,000, $250,000 for a machine. Yeah. And you go into SaaS and they're like, but selling my $1,000 software isn't the same as a $50,000 car. I'm like, go F yourself.
Why do they say that?
I don't know. Because it's a boys club. They're like, yeah, it's so new. Because you want to know why? Here's why. I'll tell you why. Because people romanticize hard. They romanticize complexity.
Okay.
Like it's for some reason like.
So you could be like, hey, I sold X amount. And they're like, well, that's not the same as selling.
Yeah, exactly. I've heard that word for word.
What?
They're like, how did you do in car sales? Great. 25 cars and made an average of 8 to 10 grand. They're like, yeah, but how do you think that would translate here? And I'd be like, oh yeah, here's how it would translate. They're like, yeah, but I mean, you'd have to agree that selling tech is different than selling cars. And I'm like,
no, sales.
No, yeah, I mean, not really.
There's different. Okay,
sure, okay, but let me learn. But it's not gonna. You think my learning curve from coming from cars to SaaS is gonna be like 6 months, bro? It's gonna take me a week to figure out your product.
Yeah,
and then
and then
I might have to learn how to like in cars we didn't have to pull in 5 decision makers normally.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you might have to teach me how to like get decision makers together.
I did not know that. That's
dude. They're like,
wild. Yeah, you have
bro.
to admit it's different. How?
No.
Unless we're crazy, I would tell people super ignorant right now. But like,
no, what? I'm not. No, I'm not. I sell SaaS.
Yeah,
it's not that. I mean, there's nuances to every sale.
Sure.
Like, okay, so we're selling to C-suite. That's a little bit different than to a consumer. I'll give you that.
Sure.
But you can't. But listen, I have had people walk into my dealership who own businesses.
Yeah.
They want to be sold to the same. Like it didn't matter if I was selling them a car or SaaS. They want to be treated the same. So yes, you're gonna have to teach me some of the little nuances.
Yeah.
But bro, I know how to sell.
Easy. You'll learn that quick, not 6 months.
It pisses it. Oh gosh, that's my hot take. And people on Twitter and LinkedIn hate me for it.
Oh, good.
I go, bro. They're like, what's your hot take on sales? If you can sell a car, you can sell software. That's my hot take.
And then you get the pitchfork.
And then they're like, no, you could never. Do you know how long it took me to? Because people romanticize complexity and hard. Yeah, they're like, you could never know how hard. Yeah, but there's so much. There's all that, and all I'm hearing is like bullshit. You know who?
Did you do better at SaaS sales or like car
sales?
I
do great at sales.
It's both, huh?
If you can train, if you have the support system there, you can thrive in any sales environment, right? Do you know who Naval Ravikant?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, he has the almanac. He's got his almanac. He's wrote a couple books. He's been on Joe Rogan podcast. He's really cool. You should look him up.
Do I know?
But he said you might.
If I saw his face, maybe.
Yeah, you might. But one of his quotes is, "It's the sign of a charlatan to make something simple, or to take something that's simple and make it complex. To take something that's so simple, like selling."
And then try to put
and then try to
crazy stuff on it and...
well, we got all these processes and steps. Like, no, dude, I wrote a book and I boiled it down to 5 steps.
Yeah, make it super simple.
It's it.
Or
and if you follow the process, you got a sale, dude.
Yeah.
So first you prospect, because nothing happens. So that's my book, is the process. So I'm like, first you prospect. This is how you prospect. This is how you make a cold email. This is how you make a cold call. This is how you build a list, and this is how you do your research, right? And this is how you should structure your day to make prospecting effective, because if you don't have people coming in the door, you're going to lose. That's the first step. The second step is qualifying. So now you got a prospect, now you qualify them. You ask them, there's 6 questions you need to ask them. You need to ask them, these things. And then I go, prospecting, qualifying, then there's a demo. There's some kind of demo every time. I'm going to show you my portfolio. I'm going to show you the product. I'm going to let you test it, whatever you got to do. Then then you ask for then there's commitments and negotiation. And negotiation, there's a million books on negotiation, but it's really simple.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then you follow up and follow through. That's the sales process, dude.
It doesn't need to get convoluted or crazy. Like, stick to that.
Now, if you're selling $1 million cybersecurity to IT professionals, and there's no more steps.
Sometimes it loops. I would say.
Yeah, there's loops.
That's about it.
Yeah, you might spend 2 months on a demo.
You might
or
demo
qualify
and come back to a demo,
and then come back. Yeah, so there's going to be loops for sure. I'm not saying it's not hard if you're selling $1 million cybersecurity software.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you can learn it. And sure, the long sales cycle is more about relationships, and it's more about whining and dining, and you got to figure out where everybody's at, and you got to get approvals.
Yeah. Is your book digital only?
Yeah, for now it is.
For now it is.
Yeah, I'll put it on Amazon.
And when did you release it?
December 1st.
December 1st.
Yeah. That was a wild story. I'm going to go on a few podcasts to talk about it, but I wrote that book. So we went to Disneyland October 25th.
Okay.
We went that week. And I was like, I want to write a book. And then I heard somebody on Twitter say you can do pre-orders on Gumroad.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went on Gumroad and I wrote some copy, built a little cover on Canva.
Yep.
And I was like, book's coming out December 1st. Dude, I hadn't written one word. I mean, I know sales, so I was like, but it from November 1st to December 1st. That was it. That was the book. I wrote it in a month.
Dude.
Had it edited in a month.
That's sick.
It was cool,
That's
man.
awesome.
But I was like, but yeah, I just had a lot of hot takes and I was like, dude, it shouldn't be this hard.
Well, and you're crushing it on Twitter and stuff now. I saw you totally revamp your approach to Twitter and social media right now.
Well, I had to get off Instagram.
But I think Twitter's slept on in Utah.
It really is, dude.
Twitter is slept on in Utah.
In general.
And it's a gold mine.
Dude, it's crazy.
Dude, Twitter is such a great
the right side of Twitter. I mean,
the right side,
but the money Twitter, building public Twitter,
the marketing Twitter is awesome.
Marketing Twitter,
it's so
unbelievable,
good,
bro.
The fitness Twitter is actually pretty good too. If you
that's great too. Yeah. So yeah, you can get crazy on Twitter, but if you curate and you're intentional about who you follow on Twitter,
oh, your feed is great,
bro.
Dude, I'm only uplifted and happy and motivated when I go on my Twitter feed.
Me too.
And
I'm like, dude, we're having good conversations.
Yeah,
I'm like,
feels good.
I learned that. I'm bookmarking that.
Sharing it, hearting that, commenting on that. It's such a different experience than anywhere else. It's such a different experience.
Yeah. So that's the book. That's the sales process. And then I made this VA course because I'm a virtual assistant. And we were actually talking about it, last year, where I was like, I wanted to be kind of like a hybrid, coach, actual VA kind of thing. Because there's so many things that people get lost in starting a business. And I just wanted some people to find an easy way to start a business.
Yeah.
And I intentionally, I tried to stay away from make 6 figures a month, if you're not, make 20 grand a month. I intentionally stayed away from that because I don't believe that. I know it's possible, but I'm just listen, dude.
I feel like I have hot takes on that.
Yeah. I just don't, please share, because when you go to my landing page, it says if you want to start making an extra $2,000 a month, not quit your side job and just have fun.
Yeah. That's reasonable.
Why don't you go be a VA? Yeah, why don't you go be a VA? Because that's actually
reasonable.
Yeah, well, it's reasonable. The course isn't
it's not make $100,000 and it's
in 6 months.
Yeah, make $1,000 as a high.
Yeah, why don't you make a G?
That would change a lot of people's life.
You know what? And here's what I tell people that they're like, "Why do you think so low?" And I'm like, "Okay, let me stop you right there. If you saw $100 on the ground right now, would you stop and pick it up?" Everybody says yes.
No, that's too low.
Right? Yeah. Everybody says
that's not worth my time.
Yeah, everybody says if you saw $100, if you was across the street.
If I saw a band, maybe, but
yeah, right. I go. If you saw,
I'm swooping down for a quarter.
Yeah, I go. Oh, that's great, dude. So I go. So that's what I tell people. I go, dude, listen. If you saw $100 bill floating down across the street, would you chase it down and pick it up? You would. Okay, then. That's all I need to hear, bro.
That's all I need to hear.
That's it. Because
that's all this is.
That's all I'm telling you to do, dude.
Yeah.
$250. That's not a lot of money.
Hmm.
Go. If I gave you $250 right now, would you be happy for free? No strings attached.
Take it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Gosh.
Don't need it. I like
People.
you guys, man.
People.
I don't get out of bed for listening. Get out of here with that, bro.
They just get out of here.
Seriously. I don't like that. And I don't like when, I don't like when I think coaching contributes to the wealth gap. But
to kind of circle it back though, like you're killing it on Twitter right now. That's all I was trying to say. I see you posting a ton. I see, offering awesome insight and your hot takes and your stuff that can be controversial to some people. Like, but that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
And so I think
you got to be.
Yeah, I think your Twitter's doing really good.
Yeah, I think. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I sometimes I get on LinkedIn and I'm like, we're almost done, Ben. But yeah, because my wife said I had a hard stop at.
I did too.
7.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Hard stop at 7.
Okay. Cool. Tell us when 7 hits, buddy. Okay. We got 3 minutes. But no. Okay. Before I quit there, my idea was my hot take was, LinkedIn is terrible.
LinkedIn is terrible.
I hate LinkedIn.
I hate LinkedIn. I think
there's a bunch of freaking.
LinkedIn is the worst place to be. Anyways, I hate LinkedIn. I honestly, Facebook's hit and miss. I love Instagram.
Instagram's fun. Twitter's dude, but
Instagram for a personal reason, not for business.
Yeah, sure, sure, but LinkedIn again. It's just really controversial. Like work, like there was a poll. And it's just amazing. Like people will throw these polls up and ask like the dumbest questions. So if you're in accounting and finance, so let me just ask you. Let me ask you guys, Ben.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Ben. We're in the
if
hot
I give
seat.
if I give you, what would you take? $2 million today, or $2 million guaranteed 2 years from now? Both are guaranteed. $2 million today or $2 million 2 years from now.
Today.
Why?
Because I could turn that 2 million into way more.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. So the rule is, so it's called the time value of money, and the time value of money is $1 today is worth more than $1 tomorrow. Okay. So let me ask, okay, now we got that question.
Yeah. Thanks, inflation.
Yeah, exactly. So listen. So before we go, the next question, the layer of that question is this: you win the lottery.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and when you win the lottery, you get to take your money. There's 2 ways you can take your money. Do you know that? So there's a lump sum and there's an annuity option.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So you can either get 2 million up front or $2,000 or $4,000 a month until you hit 2 million, right? Until your annuity runs out. What do you do? What do you take?
What do you do, Ben?
I don't know.
No. But I mean, just you answer the first question. So
you take it. Lump sum.
You take the lump sum.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So somebody posted on Twitter, they're like, would you take this or that? And people are like, oh, why wouldn't you take the recurring revenue? I'm like, no, because you're an idiot. Down. Yeah, because of inflation. That's why.
And you can do way more stuff. Yeah.
Because inflation is more than returns.
Like double your money.
Freaking it blew, and people were arguing over it. And I'm like, no, this isn't an opinion. This is mathematics.
Yeah, LinkedIn is just
freaking
horrible for a lot of reasons. The bots that message your inbox and just the spam. So
yeah. All right, dude. Well, all right, we got to stop. But tell us where everybody can find you. Tell us where we can get it.
MonarchSocialBrand.com. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of the above. Just Monarch Social Brand. You'll find us everywhere.
All right, cool. Thanks, bro.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, buddy.